Welcome. Advanced Vedic Mathematics course. Today we are entering part 2 of this course, and this part 2 is Mathematics of Vedic Ganita Sutras. Vedic Ganita Sutras are 16, Sutras are 13, together 29, and step ahead 30 is H8, and this in a way is the index as to where this domain is to take us. Accordingly, we plan 30 lessons of this part. These 30 lessons in a way are to glimpse Sutra 1 to 16, Sutra 1 to 13, and then to have a comprehensive view. Therefore, we can say part 2 is attempt to glimpse values of mathematics of Ganita Sutras. This lesson 31 as such is the first lesson. Its focus naturally is to remain upon Sutra 1. The text is Ekadhikain Purvain. Simple meaning is one more than before. The text is Sutra 1 to Sutra 16, Sutra 1 to 13, and this Sutra's text is of 283 letters, and this text is of 236 letters. Together, we are having only 519 letters text. One shall repeat it, memorize it, and that way entire text will be in a mind, in a memory, so it will become a mental mathematics. Now, the Vedic Ganita Sutras text is Vedic as is the designation. Therefore, the Vedic knowledge, Vedic systems are inherent base foundation, and Vedic systems are self-referral. When these are said self-referral, that means they refer themselves. That means each scripture as self-referral means it will refer to itself, means scripture is complete in itself. And being complete in itself, therefore, it is to unfold from within. It is this feature, unfolding from within, is the first feature of Vedic scriptures. To unfold from within is the first feature. And the second feature is that first to unfold from within, and second feature is knowledge and organization of knowledge. These run parallel to each other. It means that the text as is composed and as the organization of the composition is, it becomes the foundation upon which the superstructure will be there. Therefore, to enter this domain, we have to enter with the caution as that we have to take the text sequentially, means starting from Sutra 1, we have to proceed ahead, and for Sutra 1, we have to proceed with its first word, that is Ekadike, and starting for the first word itself will be from the first syllable, which here is a single letter. So the beginning is to be from the first letter, and it is to take us finally to the last letter. This is the last letter, the sutras, as well as of the Upsutras. So it is also a reach whose composition is such that it will take us from the first hymn to the last 29th hymn as well, and in between at the middle as well, it will also take us to the 16th sutra. These features as such are available to us, and in terms of we initiate our reach. So we are entering a Vedic Ganita Sutras domain, beginning with the first letter A. It is the sixth vowel, and as such, it has number value 6 as the sixth placement. So, starting with this letter A, we have reached number value 6. Now we know 6 is a Surya Ank. It is a number of the sun. It is a sun number. Being a sun number, it takes us to Sthapatya, and Sthapatya is of 6 space body. And 6 space body would mean 6 space. 6 space would mean 6 space content, which we can say D6. And this 6 space content will manifest, and this manifestation would mean it is a 6 space content lump. So it is a matter, 6 space matter lump. With this, we see that we started with A, we reached at 6, then we reached at 6 as a number of sun. This becomes 6 space body, and from 6 space body, we are to proceed ahead. Therefore, we are in the solar universe. So this mathematics is to take us to solar universe. It is a 6 space domain. It is this universe where this mathematical domain is taking us, and we will deal with 6 space content, a matter of 6 space, which will be dealt with as lumps, and these lumps will form domains for the bodies. It is that way we can say Surya, sun, is a 6 space body. So it is a domain fold of 6 space. And for it we have a symbol this. So it is a six-space domain, and it will become a six-space body. Then it will be of domain enveloped within a boundary, a transcendental boundary it will be, which is called an Akash, a fifth element. So sun is enveloped by a space, or sun is within a space. It is this feature of sun within a space becomes the domain which we are going to work out. Now, it is this domain which is going to be worked out, and we know the second part of the sutra, Ekadike, the second part is Purvain. It is of value 5. It is value 6. So it completes. The sutra is completed, the text is completed as a body whose domain part is there and also whose boundary part as well is there. Therefore, this mathematics as such is a mathematics which is taking two domains at a time, six space as well as the five space domain. Both domains are being taken up simultaneously. Let us now go a step ahead and see that we are having six space as a domain, which makes Eka Adhikain the first word. And the second is five space. It is going to be a boundary, and it is Purve. Therefore, to have an idea of this organization and structure of this sutra itself, the first sutra, we will see that now this is a text which is of 9 letters. These 9 letters text, that means takes us that first is A is 6, and then this K, which is a Brahma, Ka Brahma, a 4-space Lord, and ahead it is elongated A, it is A plus A, and so it is of these 2. So 6, 4, and 2 is the sequence in terms of which we are entering the mathematical domain of Ekadhikain. Now, here we can see that this is Sha 6, this is Re 4, and it is E. So it in a cyclic order placed, it becomes Rishi, a seer. Means this domain is the domain which is to be glimpsed, and this glimpsing is going to be the domain of a Rishi. Now let us draw the complete translation for this Ekadhikain. So Ekadhikain, when translated, will take us to 6, 4, 2, 7, 2, 4, 6, 8, and 1. It is the first translation of letters text into numbers text. And it is this feature which will further help us appreciate that if we have the first 3 letters here, it gives us Rishi. However, when we take these first 3, they take us Swara, 15. Rishi is a 12. If we take the 4 letters here, it becomes 19, and it is a Chand, meter. Therefore, if we have this as a middle, 7 as 7 space, as origin of sixth space, then we know 6, 4 and 2. It is a spatial order, a dimension of dimension, and as such, the 7 is reachable from its both ends. And this makes value 26, which is Devata. So see, this organization, inside organization, is of Rishi, Devta, Chand and Swara, which is for each Richa. It is how we will reach at the Sahitas, Vedic Sahitas. This is just being indicated that this mathematics is the mathematics of Surya, number 6, 6 space, and simple rendering is one more. And one more, it means it will take us to 7 space. And that means we are reaching from sun to a pole star. See, this mathematics is the mathematics which is to sequentially take us from 6 space to 7 space. So reaching from 6 space to 7 space. Let us have a pause here and let us permit our mind to transcend, to glimpse and for to be parallel with this mathematical domain. It is 6 space, our solar universe, howsoever big it may be imagined, we have to transcend it. And that means we have to go to a pole star. The pole star as 7 space will take us to the origin of 6 space. And origin of a 6 space would mean we are coming back to a 6 space body. And 6 space body tells us that it is having 4 space as a dimension. It is a creative dimension. And origin would mean the origin here. And we know 4 space itself is having 5 space and origin. And 5 space is a dimension of a 7 space. As such, this domain, as it is a compactified domain. Therefore, to reach this domain, we have to see that we have to have a space. We have to have a space content. Space content is to manifest as a domain, and this domain is going to be of a body. Body is having a dimensional frame as well as the origin. As such, we are having a sun 6 space. It is having 4 space as its dimension. 5 space is its boundary, and 7 space is its origin. This takes us to 4, 5, 6, and 7. Here is the dimension, here is the boundary, here is the domain, and here is the origin. This makes 22. It is hypercube 6. Therefore, we will be approaching this domain as a body, hypercube 6, as a content, D6, and then this body and this domain as it is taking us in a static state. And when it is in a dynamic state, that means we will be having a half units and its value is going to be 23. And 23 is Anant, means infinitely infinite, that never ends. And this also means Janam, birth. So, from the mundane world of our solar universe, we are reaching the conscious world, and that is the birth, death, and punarjanam, rebirth. This mathematics of 23 and this is of 21. So this as a domain will take us to 21 as a dimension. And further we know that numbers 1 to 23, they lead to the factors 42. That means 19 plus 23. That means TC value of a punarjanam. This will give us an idea as that this mathematical domain of Ganita Sutras as such is the mathematical domain of mundane world as well as of the conscious world. It is Jad and Chetan both, and therefore the nature, the eightfold nature, because six space is a dimension of a eight space. Accordingly, in static and dynamic state, we will be reaching at Asht Prakriti, eightfold nature, and which is of two folds, Jad and Chetan. And Jad and Chetan, as such, tell us as to how there are the eight elements here, and then it is going to be the ninth element. We will be coming to all these things, but here today, at this initiation stage, we are just having a glimpse as to the mathematical domain of Ganita Sutras is going to be of a six space in a static state as well as in a dynamic state. And that means the eight space, which will be the domain, which will be also having a parallel features of a static world and a dynamic world. These static and dynamic worlds are that we are having seven space as the origin and six space as domain and seven space as an origin. This seven space as an origin is when in the position of transcending out, and will transcend itself out, and when it will be in a dynamic state, it will be creating nine space as dimension of eight space. This is the way we can have a glimpse of that we start with Ekadhikain and reach up till A. It is one. Then Gita will help us that the Lord Krishna, six-space Lord, and preserves the enlightenment in Vibhuti Yoga as that amongst aksharas he is akara, means akara, that is all is one is six. When we will be in a position to work one as a one, then one as a two and two as a one as a three and three as a one as a four and four as a one as five and five as one as six and six as one. That means this mathematics of sutras, Ekadhikain Purve, one more than before, is having inherent unfoldings. And this is there because it is to be read along with the Upsutras Anurupain. This, that way, will help us appreciate that the Ganita Sutras 1 to 16 and Ganita Upsutras 1 to 13 together make an integrated format. This integrated format is that Sutra 1, Sutra 2. There is a gap here, and this gap is filled by Upsutra 1 and here Upsutra 2. This way, the integrated format of sutras will function S are the coordinates of a square, quadruple. Now it is these quadruple hymns which will have reach, and this gap will be bridged. By so bridging, we will be enriching ourselves and proceeding ahead and ahead. Now let us see how we shall approach Ganita Sutra 1. Vedic Ganita Sutra 1 be taken as a letters text. Eka Adhikain Purvain. We shall translate into numbers. It will give us 6, 4, 2, 7, 2, 4, 6, 8, 1, and ahead it will be 5, 6, 2, 7, 6, 7, and 1. This translation is to be taken ahead for their sthapatya. But herefore, let us have a stop and let us reread the text. It is Eka Adhi Ke, means Ek, one, Adhik, this Adhik, more than. Then the word here is Kain. Kain means a question, what? One is greater than what? It is here whose answer is in the second word, Purvain, that which is before it. Means one is more than zero. That way, this text, as it is composed, it is in a question and answer form. And this question is, one is more than what? And answer is zero. So, zero is taken, one is taken as preconceived definitions, and these are related, that one is that much as is more than zero. This definition of one, this presumption of existence of zero, and this relationship of one and zero are the foundation pillars upon which we have to enter this mathematical domain. And ultimately we'll see that one as a number, by one as a 2, 3, 4, will further help us appreciate as that all numbers are ultimately to unfold from within one. And still further, we'll see 0 is additive identity, while 1 is a multiplicative identity, as 0 plus 0 is 0, and 1 cross 1 is 1. However, 0 plus 1 is 1, and 0 into 1 is 0. It is this feature which is to play its prominent role in reaching at the mathematics. So in the terms of dimensions, we'll see 3 space is dimension of 5. So 3 plus 5 gives us 8. 3 into multiplied 5 gives us 15. This plus gives us 23, and this multiplication gives us 120. So how the value 23 and 120 are to play their role, and which domains these are going to be, and what are going to be the features of mathematical domain which are to be reached at, in our attempt will be to glimpse them and to be parallel with them. And further, we'll see that Sutra 1 is designated as Source Sutra. By Source Sutra means that entire foundation is to follow from here. How this will follow and how we can have that these letters, 16 letters of this text as these are. These are the structural keys. How these values play the role of structural keys is to be learnt. 6 as such becomes the structural key of Sutra 1 and 4 becomes the structural key of Sutra 2. This will become the structural key of Sutra 3. Like that, we have to enter this mathematical domain. It is a very wonderful, it is very rich, it is very beautiful, it is very blissful, and it is going to take us firstly to the solar universe and as well as the Purusha. As human body is also six-space body and this sun is also a six-space body, we will transcend it. We'll go to eight space, which is a nature, Prakriti, how our existence phenomenon can be parallel with it, and as nine space is the origin of eight space, so how ultimately we all are Ansh of the eternity, and Ansh is a feature 13, TC value is 13, it is parallel with Surya and it is also parallel with the Chit. Wonderful domain it is, beautiful mathematics it is, and it will help us understand our own existence, the existence phenomenon within human body, as well as the existence phenomenon of solar universe, and how together all is under this plans of the nature, and how the nature itself functions under the supervision and superintendence of eternity, the Brahm. Thank you very much.